It is another day and another lighting review. Colbor kindly sent us one of their smallest lights available, and we're going to open it up and test it and tell you if it's good or not. So Colbor supplied us two softboxes. This is a smaller one. It has a very interesting design because you see it's quite foldable, so it's quite portable. And what you need to do to set it up, actually, you kind of open it up. And what you have to do is actually push those two bits of plastic that hold all your softboxes there into the places. Make sure it clicks. It's quite hard to do, so you can't really hold it and do it. So you have to kind of put it against something. And then, as you see, those flaps, they're on Velcro. So, and because if they would be just attached here, you would then see it would block the connectors. Now, what I don't like about this setup is that those connectors are plastic because it's quite hard to put on. My worry is that it's going to snap at some point. Now, the light itself, as you can see, it doesn't have actually any mount points or anything like this. So for us, in order to put this softbox, there's a little adapter there. So we're going to slide it on. And now we can actually mount the thing on. And locks into place. Here we have it. All right, so the first light is ready. We're going to set up the second one. So here we got a small reflector, and I would call it medium-sized reflector. So small reflector is either good as a fill-in for something, the back of the head or something like this, or if you are live streaming and you just want to highlight your face, that's going to be a good one to set up. This one's a little bit better. I guess it would cover a large amount of body from the waist level. That's pretty good as well. As I say, you can use this combination of both or just use this one. Here now we're filming with a slightly larger softbox. So this one is about, what, 1.2 meters. And now on diffuse even better. In the case of lighting for live streaming or anywhere in the world, the bigger softbox you can get, the softer and more natural the light will look. Okay, let's talk about these lights a little bit. So first of all, the power is 65 watts. In terms of temperature control, you have a full control between 2700 kelvins and all the way up to 6500 kelvins, which is really good. Normally, studio lights are designed around 5500K or 57, so you can set this up. This is pretty useful. In terms of quality of light, Colbor rates this light at 97 plus CRI, which is color rendering index. 100 being the daylight that's produced by the sun, and the subject light will look as natural. So 97 plus is pretty good. It's much better than something that what we have even 5 years ago. Now, in terms of power control, you basically can control the power of light from 0 to 100 in a single-digit increments.
Thanks to the Bluetooth capabilities on these lights, you can actually control them via an app, and apparently up to 10 lights. We've got 2, so we've managed to add these 2 to our app, and we're going to control them. So, for example, if I select this light here, then I can adjust the power, but I can also adjust the color temperature of the light, all within the app. Can you see the difference there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Hey, what do you think? You like it too. If you've got a complicated light setup, then the app will actually do quite a lot for you. Now, Colbor have kindly also sent us this little remote gizmo. If you've got the app, you probably don't need this, but this also allows you to control the lights if you compare it and make different settings to the brightness and the Kelvin settings as well. Welcome to my Twitch gaming setup. Imagine that you have a very confined space and you want to do some streaming, or you want to video yourself and you don't have a huge amount of space. We have a one light setup with the smaller softbox here directly on my face so that I can do a kind of heads-on video. If I don't need to light a whole room, this is perfect.
Becky, can you play on a MacBook?
This is how I want to light my Clash of Clans gameplay. Yeah, that's
not the code. Okay.
Now, here's an example of using the slightly larger softbox. This is the 65 centimeter softbox. When we normally film in this space, we use a 120 centimeter softbox. So this is ideal if you've got one person, you know, trying to light, let's say, the torso or upper body. You could add a second smaller light for a bit of fill or to light up the background to make the setup a bit more exciting. But this gives you an idea of what it's capable of.
Okay, so now we have both lights, and that's probably good if you have two people to film, but also if you want to have slightly more interesting setup compared to just one light and one person.
So who are these lights for?
Well, Colbor kind of targets these lights for mobile photographers, not just mobile phone photographers, but people who don't have much space. They want to carry those lights with them. As you can see, the camera bag is actually quite small. If you're a streamer, maybe you have a camera right in front of your face and you just need a small light to fill in the room. And obviously, you know, especially in England, people don't have much space in their houses or flats. So one light with a fairly small softbox is going to be quite useful. Now, obviously, you can add two lights, you can stack them together to get more power as well. And we would suggest to use slightly larger softboxes if you filming for at least upper torso. If you need to light the whole person, then I would recommend to go for more powerful light and much bigger softboxes overall.
So in terms of what we like and what we don't like, I will say I like the price. £159 for a light setup, I think, is a pretty good start, particularly because they're so adaptable. They have the Bowens fitting, they have the app, and having an app that you can control your lights while you're filming, I think, is a nice additional feature. What would you say are the downsides?
Well, what I didn't like on the supplied lights that they had is actually the plastic latches. So my worry is obviously they're quite hard to open up because in their flat pack states, they're very portable, which is really good. But once you need to open them up, those little latches that's actually attached to the light, I'm worried that, let's say, if you don't have a permanent setup and you need to unpack it, set it up, put it back together. After the frequent use, I'm worried that they may snap. And if they snap, then you may need to buy another one. So I would personally suggest if they could add metal into the mix, maybe by making the price a little bit more expensive, that could be quite useful. On another side, I like the stackable feature. This is very useful. So you can buy one light, maybe add the second light later on the third line. You can use this one light, you can use the three lights. Very, very good setup. You can also buy an RGB version of this light. If you like your room to look like every other YouTuber's setup, then you can do that as well.
We generally use Godox lights, and we have also tested the small rig video light, as you will have seen in an earlier video of ours. The thing I like about these is the fact that they are so small, you can really cram them into lots of different spaces. So if you are trying to do creative lighting, then you can definitely take advantage of the size. However, if you do have more space and you need a bit more power, then there are bigger and more powerful lights out there for just a small amount more money. Thank you very much to Colbor for sending us these lights to test out. We really appreciate it. And we have a link in our description box if you'd like to purchase them yourself.
And if you'd like us to test more accessories like this, do let us know in the comments below.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
There's super thanks button as well. Ha!
Ah.